What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 50 of our Atalanta career mode, and today we've got ourselves a game, as you can see, the Super Cup here against Manchester City, obviously after we won the Europa League and they won the Champions League. And then we might get to Brussia. We'll see how things go. You know, I mean, transfer window kind of stuff. I do like to be a little bit more liquid with these. As you can see, we have 130 million in transfer budget, and I'm still struggling to figure out where I want to put that money. I looked at a couple of options in midfield, you know, Frank Kessie, Naby Keita, more kind of just things to look at. And then I've got a bunch of right backs here as I look for a backup to sit right behind Tavares, but also someone who could come in and still be pretty good. And Hoover will get his opportunities this year, but you know, we need someone there just in case we can't rely on Hoover. He's got a lot of development still to do. And then, of course, last episode we bought in two players. One right here in center back, Koundé from Sevilla. And then we also bought in Giovanni Reina. Can play left wing, can play cam. Kind of like Coutinho, pretty much in the same ilk as Coutinho, really, in that manner. So let's jump into this. We're going to jump into this game first. You're going to be Manchester City, Atalanta. A chance at early silverware. Of course, it's not a super important competitive type of game or anything like that, but a chance at a bit of silverware. I always want to do well and always want to get, you know, our season started off the right way. So we'll see how everything goes, but let's jump right on into it. It's out wide to Kasache. Some of you kind of want me to go after a player to put in Kasache's place. Kasache may not be up to it just yet as we get an early goal. Easy enough finish in the end, but it's a really good move down this left-hand side. Kasache is someone I really like. Obviously, there are better left backs out there, I think. Excuse me, as that gets sort of sliced into that side netting. Kind of mishit that, but it ended up in the back of the net. Kasache is someone I like. Whether I bring in, I mean, we have Cruz as well, the youngster, who's coming along also. He was out on loan last year. He's part of the team now. We've got Ben Sabani who can play there. If he's not going to play there, he's kind of just an extra center back. And I don't want to really mess up that development either, so I'm kind of, you know, on the edge of doing something like that, but, you know, we'll have to see as things go. But a pretty decent start here, obviously, as we've grabbed an early 1-0 lead. Oh, that's a nice ball out there to Cancelo. Chasing here, Kasache brings it back in. That's a decent ball across, and a good touch on by the goalkeeper, but it's come back, and it's 1-1. Bit unlucky, really, as that touch gets back to the Manchester City man. And just before 20 minutes, they've leveled it up here. It gets touched on, and then touched on by the center back, and then falls right back to a Manchester City player. He finds the right pass. It's a good finish. Koke with it, the Atletico Madrid player, and it's level here, 1-1. Playing all across the line here. We slip it forward, we can. It's a nice turn by Draxler here, and safety's being made here for Galeno, and he's onto it here, and Galeno! He's finished it. And we're 2-1 up here. Back ahead. And on 33 minutes, we didn't falter after our concession at the other end. Half hour gone, of course, in a glorified friendly, really. Maybe a bit more than a glorified friendly, I guess. Either way, we've turned it around. Well, we haven't turned it around. I don't even know what to say. I'm trying to speak. It's just one of those days where my commentary is just not coming out how I want it to. I've got it in thought in my head, but it's just not coming out. Fact is, we're showing good character. We didn't falter after a really, really good Manchester City team leveled it up relatively quickly. We've retaken the lead. Sanchez does well to get to that, and Osimhen, he's trying to run past De Vrij, and he does run away from him. It's Osimhen here, and Osimhen gets it across, tap in, and it's Galeno again. And 2 goals in 7 or so minutes has given us control here in this Super Cup. An excellent, excellent run there from Osimhen, and he just gets by De Vrij, doesn't he? No chance for De Vrij keeping up with Osimhen. And that's a tap-in the end for Galeno. Osimhen doing all the hard work, though. Excellent, excellent, excellent job. And on 41 minutes, we're 3-1 up. Nicely done. Here's Draxler in space, and Galeno once again making the run. The fullback's pushing way up the pitch, and Galeno wants a hat trick, and he's got it. That seemed really close to the goalkeeper. Right before halftime, we hit it again, and Angelino's playing out on that left-hand side, and he is way up the pitch. And every time we come forward, we've got them outnumbered. That's a good finish, I suppose. That looked really close to Ederson. Is it? It looks it. It definitely looks it. Ederson probably could be getting a hand on it, but it's Galeno again. An 11-minute hat trick for the right winger. And he just has all the space in the world out there. There's Klosterman on this right-hand side, not Angelino. Angelino's on... No, he's not on the pitch. I swear to God he was on the pitch. But it is Klosterman. And Klosterman at left back is getting torn to pieces because he goes so far up the pitch with their system. Leaves them well exposed. Plays like Manchester City in real life, this team. Simicon trying to push off. It's clipped into a really good spot. Sterling's on it. Good ball back post. Oh, I thought we got the header on. Or we should have at least got the header on. Didn't quite happen. And it's Osimhen again. And he's just so much quicker than De Vrij. And he's getting away from De Vrij here. Tight angle. Finished it anyway. That's game over. And we have ripped this team apart on the counterattack. That happens so much against really big teams. They bring all their men forward. You catch them once. You've got pace on the break. And it's causing problems, obviously. Osimhen, once again, getting away from De Vrij. You can't keep up. They play such a high line as well. No chance. Poor tactical work. Poor defensive work. And we're taking advantage. 5-1. That's good football here to get out of a tight little jam. Here's Sanchez. And Draxler's making the run. And Draxler's trying to get away. And Draxler at 6. Easy, easy, easy here in the Super Cup. 6-1. We are tearing them apart. I know some of you are worried about the difficulty right now. Defensively, I don't know exactly what I want to do, or what you could do defensively. I'll have a look at it. Defensively, we are scoring goals, but we're also, I mean, apart from this, we were playing some big teams last year, and they were giving us trouble. Obviously, we didn't even win the league or nothing. Juventus did, so I'm still on that boat of avoiding to change it, but I understand what you're all talking about here. At 6-1 in the Super Cup against Manchester City, it's a lot, but it's also just the way big teams play against you in FIFA. It's just tough, and then you get to a point in the thing where it's just super unrealistic, like those moves the wingers are always doing and things like that. You just get to that point where it's unrealistic and it's not fun, but it's also tough to find that difficulty scale. So I'm gonna work on it as we go. I'm gonna tweak things here and there, and hopefully it just evens out a little bit more. Nicely done. It's a good turn here, and it's Diaz in on goal. And Diaz, that's a good save, and it's going to come, and it's in the back of the net. 7-1. Osimhen taps in to an empty net. Diaz with a good hit. It's a good save. That's a pretty tough angle for Osimhen there. It is empty, of course, but on the run, full speed. Ederson getting back. He had to get over there. 7-1. Decent stuff here from City. That gets clipped into a good space. He goes for a goal. That's a heck of a hit. And a good save as well from Nubel. There's a minute to go here. As Leroy Sané comes onto the pitch a bit late for that. And the header comes in and they grab a second. This final looks like it's going to end 7-2. A good header. I don't know what you're celebrating for. A pretty wild Super Cup. of course, we hit 7. There were 9 goals in total. He got up there, and nobody's saving that. Sabitza would come on just before that corner, but another huge win. What more can you really say other than we just absolutely dominated Manchester City? And see, this is one of those things that happens in finals. Ooh, okay, good tackle. It's one of those things that happens to us in finals where we absolutely dominate teams, and it's because teams come at us because they're good enough to be in this final, and they think they're good enough to come at us. When we play teams that sit back in the league and stuff, it kind of becomes like a 1-1 thing. I'm not going to go through the trophy celebration, obviously, either, because it's not too big of a deal. It is more friendly-ish, especially in FIFA. In real life, like, I'm a Liverpool fan. I wanted to win that Super Cup. We played against Chelsea, of course. It's because, 1, it was Chelsea, and 2, you know, we like... Obviously, everybody likes trophies, but it's one of those things. So, you know, we'll deal with it. But as I said, we'll look into tweaking the difficulty as we go. But when we play the smaller teams, it's, you know, it's pretty... It's not like one of those things where we dominate every team like 5 or 6-0 all the time. It's just not like that. And at the moment, you know, it does seem like that, but we get, you know, in those spots, and it's just those finals especially where we just rip teams apart. We're going to delegate this offer for Mancini off to United. It's just a bit slow for us, and I kind of like the options we have now. So, you know, that's one of those players I'm willing to let go. A lot of you have mentioned Saka, the left back at Arsenal. A couple of you have mentioned Saka. We'll see. Thinking about it, we have 150-ish million if Mancini leaves. I mean, that's a ton of cash. Just a load of money. So, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know what to do with it. It is just a ton of cash. And we are pretty good in a lot of spots. We've done some pretty decent business so far and did well flipping players and things like that. So I'm not sure. 19, 20 million for Mancini, I'm pretty comfortable with that, I think. If not, he's just going to sit here and take up wages so he can go. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I'm hoping some of those right back things come in. We may look to some young kids to bring in as well. It's a tough situation we're in with the squad at this moment in time. So we're kind of just rolling with it as of right this moment. This game against Brescia is coming up, but I don't think we're going to play it if these things come in. A loan offer for Souza. We're going to let Souza go on loan. It's Marcotti. I believe that's who it is. It's going to be the backup goalkeeper. See if anything comes in for the right backs here. Transfer offer for pop-up. 17 million from Wolves. No. No chance. 20 million. I'm going to reject it. I'm going to let him go abroad. Not going to keep him here in Italy. We'll let him go abroad. Okay, so the Brescia game is here. I've been in good form. We are not going to play it, as I've said. We're going to take a look at a couple of things here. And then we'll get proper good into the season next time round, as these should be coming relatively soon. You can see a load of them already. Aurier is a good option. A lot of Italian options I've put on here, though a lot of them have kind of just moved. This is a player a lot of you wanted me to bring in as well a couple years ago. Still only 19, Renier. That might be a good option. The problem is we have a ton of players in that position. A lot of cams here. Do we go midfield? I don't know. Sanchez has been so good for us. That's not someone I kind of want to move along and have him, like, become the backup. it's just not something I want to do. We're going to go for Renier. A lot of you have been talking about Renier. I want to try him out. Whoa, hold on. Between 13 and 19, we're just going to, yeah, we'll just hit that. So we'll just hit that release clause at 14. See what he wants, what he brings to the team. He would be third option. You know what could happen in theory? He wants to be important. That's kind of rotation for now. He really wants to be important. All right, so we'll work with it as it goes. I guess fine. 5 years. He could be Muriel's replacement as well, as he can play center forward. That's one of those things. He's on 69,000 a week. I really, whoa, I'm worried about what he could want. He's comfortable with it. 50 grand a week. As an important player, he kind of wanted probably between 35 and 50, I would think. But we've bought this lad in. Renier. He could be the Muriel replacement in a way. Where is he? Here he is. 88 pace. 72 shooting. He's probably definitely more cam-ish. That means Greco can probably find a loan. We have so many damn players. See, this is the issue we're kind of coming into here. Let's make sure. Continue editing. So maybe if I can bring Muriel off the bench now. Do I want to bring Barrow? Yeah, we'll put Barrow onto the bench. We have a couple cams on there already. So Renier, new to the squad. He wants to be an important player. I don't know if we're going to hit that. Doesn't seem like something we're going to hit. And we still have 135 million to go in terms of budget. It's just a ton of cash. So I really need help. Let me know, guys, where you think this money should go. Left back, I guess Saka is someone who you guys have looked at. As well as the backup right back that is soon to come. And then maybe midfield. I mean, maybe midfield. Maybe we go for Naby Keita. We could have Naby Keita, Mandragora, Malinovsky, Sanchez. And then we can demote Robertone just a bit. It's not like he's playing a ton. Because I really want Sanchez to play. Sanchez playing is something that really needs to happen because he's just been so good for us. He's the perfect player in midfield. It's just one of those things. So next episode, we'll take a look. We'll play Brescia. We'll play Milan next episode. Go through this week, and then after that, we'll have deadline day, and then, you know, new stuff this episode after, guys. But that's going to be it. I hope you folks, of course, have enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. And peace.